Hi and welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. I'm here with Doug Cockle again. Last time we did a trailer reaction together was for the Witcher teaser trailer, and this time we have a main trailer from Netflix, which is great, and I believe there's a release date, so we can chat about that as well. But Doug, thanks so much for joining me again.
No problem.
3, 2, 1, go!
I've heard tales of your kind, Witcher.
Nice.
You're a mutant. Created by magic. Roaming the continent.
We don't want your kind here.
Hunting monsters. For a price. I thought you'd have fangs or horns or something.
Is that Yennefer?
I had them
That
filed
is.
down.
Big orgy in the background.
People call you a monster too. Why not kill them?
Because then I am what they say I am.
All of our choices draw our destinies closer.
If he is out there, there is still hope.
I have to find Geralt of Rivia.
Nice.
Don't judge me.
They say witches can't feel
Don't
human
judge
emotion.
me.
What do you believe in?
Evil is evil. Lesser, lesser. Greater, greater.
Nice.
Meddling. It's all the same. Princess Cirilla is your destiny. I can't protect her. If you dismiss it, Geralt! You will unleash true calamity upon us all. I'll take that chance.
Ooh. December 20th.
Nice. So we have a release date, which is great. I guess that's Netflix's kind of their flagship title for the month of December, the Christmas period.
Yeah.
Did you see? Did you see the bath? Did you see the quick? I thought that's hilarious.
I know.
That's canon.
Somebody tweeted about that and said, "Nice to see that they're taking stuff from the game as well." I don't know that that's from the game. I mean, obviously there was that scene.
Yeah, there's the scene. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sure Geralt takes a bath in the books as well. So.
It's just so funny to see. I love that. That's really great. So, what are your initial thoughts on seeing that?
Well, it looks great. I mean, I'm gonna try to kind of put aside any expectations based on the game or anything like that. But even putting the game art and the character designs and everything else for the game aside, I think it looks great. It looks fantastic. I mean the world seems to be very well realized. And I mean, to be honest, Henry looks great. He looks fantastic, and he sounds familiar.
Yeah. I wonder.
I was talking with my wife about this morning,
Right.
And I said that a number of people had tweeted or contacted me on Twitter or Instagram, various places, and basically said, it's not quite Doug Cockle's voice, but Henry Cavill clearly has been influenced by it, and I'm like, well, maybe he was influenced by my voice, but by my vocal portrayal of Geralt. But what else are you going to do with him? You can't give him a squeaky New York accent or something like that. He's got to have that kind of gruff.
Gotta go graph for sure.
Yeah. So I think he sounds good.
I mean, I was never really worried about the physicality of him either. Just seeing him with those action sequences, you know, with the sword fighting, because you got to have Geralt, you've got to see that, you know, because that's part of his persona, really. I thought that looked great.
Yeah. The fighting looked fantastic. Again, it's a trailer, so you know we can only see so much, and they're only going to show us what they want us to see in the trailer. So, you know, I'll look forward to seeing. I'll be December 20th. Tell you what, December 20th, I'll be on my sofa, Netflix, opened up, ready to go.
Yeah, you and me both.
Yeah, but I mean, part of what I'll be doing as well, aside from just enjoying the show, is I'll be cheering the team on. So, you know, all the actors involved, and Lauren Hisrich, the showrunner. I'll just be kind of, you know, rather vocally probably just going, yeah, you did it.
Yeah, I mean, I know, like, she's put her heart and soul into this whole project. And you can just see, like, even she knew when the release date was coming, but she mentioned on Twitter recently, she was so excited to see that release date on screen, you know, that culmination of working behind and in front of, but also only allowing your, I guess, the general public to see certain aspects, and then finally that project must be such a great relief to see that come to fruition, I guess.
Yeah, well, and you know, for her and for other people involved in the show as well, but especially for her, I think, she's been walking such a fine line between sharing things about the development of the series and keeping it under wraps, and she's done a pretty good job of that, actually. She's you know, teased us well without giving too much away. But I mean, for her to finally be able to start really sharing some of the work that she's put into it and the results of it, it must be, you know, just it kind of, she must be feeling a kind of elation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there was one thing that I was worried about, that because sometimes with Netflix, when it's a new IP, they will give you a cash amount, you know, this is what we've got for you to do with, you know, just to see if it's going to be any good. And then if it gets good, then we'll give you more. But just from that trailer, the scale of it was much bigger than I expected. Just seeing some of those battle sequences, you know, that cost a lot of money to put that together. So they've obviously got faith in their product, I guess.
Well, the thing is, this isn't a new IP. This is exactly, yeah. I mean, the games. I don't know the exact numbers, but the games, Witcher 3, when it first came out, I think within 6 weeks or something like that, it is sold over some ridiculous number of millions of copies. I was going to say 50 million, but I don't know if that's quite right. Yeah, and the books, and the books have benefited from the games. And the games obviously have benefited from the books, and so Netflix, I'm sure, when they looked at the, you know, whoever proposed this as an idea, possibly might have been Lauren, I don't know, but when it was presented to Netflix as a possibility, they probably looked at the success of the books and the games and just went, yeah, go for it.
What do you think are the chances of us getting more seasons? Because the protagonist, Henry Cavill, he's quite a big Hollywood star, and he does big films like Mission Impossibles, you know, and I'm guessing he's sought after. Do you think he would sign on to do a few more because he so loves the project, or is this like a mini series, almost like a one-time deal?
Well, I obviously I can't speak for Henry. But I mean, he's been pretty open about his love of the Witcher world and the books and the games, and his really strong desire to be part of this project. And I don't think because he quit Superman. You know, he's made it public a year ago, 2 years ago, something like that. That he was giving that up, and I imagine that was partly so that he could focus on this. I'm guessing. I have no knowledge of any of that, but yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that we've seen over the last 10 years or so is that, see, it used to be that actors were film actors or they were TV actors in terms of television and film actors. And very rarely was there any crossover. But more and more, we're seeing big film actors working in television. And that's partly because television has become much more filmic. I mean, there were the relative rarities like Jennifer Aniston, who went from Friends and went on to rom-coms and various things like that. But that wasn't really all that common. So certainly with streaming services becoming more and more sophisticated, and the shows becoming more and more sophisticated, people are moving back and forth between television and films. Because they can, and because television is so much more. They're tackling stuff now that they just didn't 20 years ago. So the temptation for actors who, used to work in the big epic film kind of things, to work on television and similar kinds of things is certainly there.
I mean, you just look at Game of Thrones, like that.
Yeah.
That is like feature-length episodes. Almost, and as good as any film, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to when that finally arrives. We can finally sink our teeth into those 8 episodes, and I'm sure there's still going to be Marmite. People are either just going to love it or just hate it. Because some people are so close to it that they can't imagine, like when you go from a character that you've created in your mind as how they look, and then it's not like you expect. I guess sometimes you can not enjoy that experience. I'm hoping that people are more open-minded and allow it to be its own thing.
I think there's a good chance, a really good chance. In fact, it's going to happen that people who don't know anything about The Witcher, about the books or the games, are going to end up seeing this TV show and fall in love with it, and then go and look at, go check out the books, go check out the games and stuff like that. So
that's the best way to do it, I think.
Yeah, I think they'll all benefit each other.
Well, Doug, thank you so much for doing this again. Hopefully we'll do it again for like season 2, and we'll see what happens then. Or if Geralt ends up being in another game, which I'm sure he will be, some weird crossover.
It'll happen. I'm thinking positive thoughts. More Geralt games.
Which of 4? Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Could happen. No, thank you so much.
No problem, Ruben. Nice to see you again.
You too.